What's up, guys? It's Panda, and we're gonna do a quick review on the Nintendo Switch 2. So, after 5 years of rumors and speculation, the Nintendo Switch 2 finally arrived. I attended the launch event, waited over 5 hours in line, and put in several days of hands on testing. This review isn't sponsored, just my honest experience as someone who's been with the Switch since day one. Let's start with the event. It was packed, fans everywhere, excitement in the air, but there was one small letdown. If you didn't pre order the system, you didn't get the commemorative coin that they were giving out. Not a big deal for everyone, but it definitely stung after waiting 5 hours in line. I started at 5 p.m. and I finally got my Switch around 11 ish, like 10:30 ish p.m. The event started at 10 p.m. I know some people had it worse, but that was just my firsthand experience. Um, One of the biggest highlights they advertised was the Mario Kart World, which promised new mechanics and next gen enhancements. But in practice, most of those changes felt minimal. The core gameplay was still solid, but if you were expecting a major leap, it might leave you underwhelmed. All those little feature or big features that they advertised, you had to pay really close attention to just kind of see or understand what they were talking about. And they didn't seem like features, they just seemed like extra details that every game should have. Um, Another thing that caught me off guard is if you own digital Switch titles, you'll need to repurchase them to get the Switch 2 optimized versions. There's no free upgrade path, which is frustrating, especially if you've already built a library of games. So I had like Zelda Hyrule, whatever, right? The first one. And I wanted to play the second one, the Tears of the Kingdom. And so I had the first one, only to come to find out that in order to optimize it, I need to pay extra money to get those graphics. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get the new one. I got the new one, Switch 2 version. It looks the same. It looks the same. Like, let's be real. It looks the same. And I'm not hating. I swear I'm not. I love Zelda. I love Nintendo. But come on, Nintendo, please. The Joy Cons do have new functionality, advanced haptics, and more motion precision, but strangely, they were only really showcased in one game, a wheelchair basketball title. That's a cool concept, but for a flagship feature, using it in one title felt like a missed opportunity. And we're not even going to talk about the game being wheelchair basketball. I know everybody wants to be the next wheelchair Kobe or the wheelchair LeBron, right? But like if you're going to enter this new flagship feature, right? Can we please give it more than one use? That would be amazing, Nintendo. I mean, you would think $1 billion company would understand that. Um and on release too. On release, come on. Give us more opportunities to enjoy these features that you've laid out to us and gotten us excited for all this time, right? That would make sense. And now for the hardware. The Switch 2 is faster and slightly bigger, but it still doesn't have an OLED display. That choice feels intentional, almost like they're holding back a Switch 2 OLED for later, which likely means another price bump down the road. So we're playing for games, right? And now we're paying for visuals. That's why we're paying more for the games, and then we're gonna pay more for visuals. Like, what is going on, Nintendo, dude? What is going on? What is going on? Dude, I stood in line, bro. Like, you can't tell me I'm a hater. This is what I've derived from my use. And after several days of play, it honestly just feels like I'm just using a bigger Switch. Better in a few ways, but not game changing. If you already have a Switch and you're on the fence, it's worth pausing to ask what you're really gaining. But here's the bottom line. If you want to keep up with new Nintendo releases, you'll need the new hardware. Like always, Nintendo builds its future around its next console, and this time is no different. So, yeah, that's a positive and a negative in itself. You love Nintendo, you want to play new Nintendo games, you need a new Nintendo console because you can't play Nintendo on anything else. So I can't tell you, don't buy a new Switch if you want to play Mario Kart World, because if you want to play a Mario Kart World, you need a new Switch, even if you have a regular Switch already. So that was mostly it. So thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts or experiences with the Switch 2 in the comments. Is it worth the upgrade, or are you waiting for the OLED version? Either way, I'll keep you updated as more games and features roll out. Keep hitting me back up for videos. Dope Pandas out.